I'll get to you later, Billy Bob.
This is our journey. We're healing together.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Here Together, Healing Together. I'm Lauren Boone.
And I'm Glenda Boone.
And we are a mother-daughter duo navigating adult, child, and parent relationships. And today's topic, Mom.
Dealing with estrangement, impact beyond immediate family.
Yes. So, last episode we talked about dealing with estrangements over the holiday or during the holiday, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. We're in 2025 now. So now we're talking about how that impacts people that are not your mom, brother, sister, dad, right? Think about it, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, all of the people who are in your family but not your immediate family. So I think this is something we have overcome quite a bit with our family. And so let's get into it.
All right.
So dealing with estrangement beyond your immediate family is a lot. And I would say it's a lot because it's an emotional roller coaster that you're on, because you're trying to figure out, how to move past what you're dealing with, but also you need support. And it's like, how do you navigate getting that support or not receiving the support that you thought you would have in the situation that you're facing? I think that was a key issue for us. What do you say?
Absolutely. It really does affect the entire family unit. And when something like that happens, you really look toward your family because that's your support. That's always been your support system. So you turn to them, and then they feel in the middle. They love you both. They love, so they don't really know what to do. But as you're going through it, for me, in my case, as I was going through it, I really felt abandoned, I guess is the best word, from my family. And at a time when I really, really needed them, because I really went back into a child state. I really went back into a child state where I needed my siblings. I needed that support. And and I just didn't feel it felt like I had lost more than just one person. And I did, because some of my relationships are not the same as a result of it. Some of them are just not the same.
Yeah, same. I think my impact was more so felt after the immediate situation. So I think yours was very immediate. Mine was more of an aftershock. So through your time of feeling abandoned with your siblings, I felt like I had to be there for you. And so I felt like I didn't have time to even process what that was until years later. So I would say in the past 2 years or so, I really came to dang, seeing how my relationships with certain people was impacted as well later on, because I felt like I was in the role of making sure Mom was okay, because I felt like at that point only we knew what we were going through. And at that point I thought me, you, and Dad and Adrian would be the only 2 or 4 that would really understand.
And we learned that we had to come to the realization that it is what it is, and we can't expect people outside of our immediate family to be to be there as far as cheerleaders or supporters or even get involved. but it does make you feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been there for your family through so much, through thick and thin. And then when you need them, it's like they're not there. I'm sorry you're going through that, but I want to stay out of it. And for me, that made me feel some kind of way, and it made me distance myself from some people, because if they can't be with me in the worst times of my life, then that says a lot. It speaks volume. Then I can't continue to be your springboard for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think if I would have to give a tip, I would say to heal out loud. And I think that even through these episodes of Here Together, Healing Together, this is me and Mom's way of healing out loud, is telling our story, and really being able to process things that either all the things that we've lived through, and things that we may not have processed in the moment back then. And so, like, even just sitting here now, I'm thinking like, dang, I was really numb to a lot of the things that were happening that were like outside of the immediate family.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's traumatic for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting is as our immediate family starts to heal, and I don't want to get ahead because I know we're going to talk about that down the road. It's like my extended family doesn't really understand that we've moved forward and we want to move forward. And so now it's kind of I feel like everybody's looking at me side-eyed, like, well, how can you move forward? You know what I mean?
Because I have to. It's literally, life moves on, whether we wanted to or not. And we can't force anybody to do what they don't want to do. And listen, I'm in the season of my life where I'm letting people who want to be left alone. You want to be left alone? Have your way.
Yeah.
So, I think it's important to also set boundaries. And like, this is something that literally recently just happened, where I had to send a message to two very important people in my life, like, hey, just FYI, this is a boundary I'm instating, and I really appreciate it if you would follow it. And it hasn't been any issues. And I think as we continue to heal, we just have to be more intentional about what we share instead of assuming and being passive aggressive. It's like, nope, let me just state this now so that moving forward is understood, that I don't want to be made aware of anything. That was my boundary. That my peace, you got to be a peacekeeper for me as well.
Yeah. And that's hard for me to set that type of boundary. It is, because I absolutely love my family. And it is painful for me to not really have those close relationships like I once had with them. But I know, and I guess it is a boundary, but I know that in order for me to move forward and to be in a good space mentally, that I have to. And putting some distance kind of helps me with that. But I need to get to the point, like you said, to speak out loud and say that. I need to work on that and get to that point. And I'm just not there yet.
That's okay. One day you will be.
Yeah, but I do. I do. I guess that is passive aggressiveness in a way. By distancing myself is not really dealing with it.
Yeah, or you can communicate like, hey, this is why I have been distant. Yeah. Because of this, and this. And, see where it goes. And I think I do also have to do that too. Because, like, I just know I'm not in a space with one particular person where I can do that right now. It's just like, I just have no interest. Yeah.
And it's really, it's unfortunate. So for those of you who are dealing with that out there, it is real. And I think the best way to understand it is don't expect anybody outside of your immediate family that's really dealing with it to come to your rescue. Don't expect that from them. Figure out what type of boundary, as Lauren said, the best way you can handle it, and keep them in your life, because they are very important people in my life. And so I've just learned different ways to be able to manage it and come to the realization that it will never be the same. Because and that takes us back to the initial thing of estrangement, which it does not just affect your immediate family. It affects the entire family unit. So whether you think it's just your immediate family, it's not. The entire family unit is traumatized. Mm-hmm. The entire unit. And everybody has to figure out how to deal with it. And most people feel like they're in the middle, which is their trauma. So it's just a sad situation all the way around. But you got to figure out it is what it is, and how am I going to deal with it, and how am I going to maintain my family relationships, because the estrangement is not going to keep you from my family. I love my family. I just have to figure out how I'm going to process and deal with those feelings.
And move forward. In a way that's healthy for you to operate in the family unit.
Right.
That's, that is what it is. You can't control nobody but yourself. And so understanding that as well, like, how am I going to find a healthy way to navigate this dynamic now?
Right.
So it's important. I think this episode is more so about understanding the impact. We don't have answers, right? Because I think this is still something we are navigating through. Mm-hmm. And I think seasons like holidays definitely bring that more to the forefront. It makes it more glaring, like, okay, of how the family is operating post, I guess, estrangement. And at the end of the day, it's a work in progress. Like any family dynamic, but as long as there are willing participants in that family unit, whether it's immediate or greater, like extended family, I think it's able to come together in a way that people who want to work together will. So yes.
And that has happened.
Yeah, the people who show up for a reason. And that's the people you cultivate a relationship with moving forward, stating boundaries, allowing both parties to say what their boundaries are, and moving forward from there, so that everyone can understand how we would like to interact as a family and move forward from the issue that we're facing.
Right. And it has helped with some family members. Mm-hmm. So it is a work in progress, like you said. Some are just easier than others, but you can't, you got to keep trying, because that is your family and you do love them, and you don't want this cancer to infect.
I would say you got to keep trying as long as they want to keep trying. It can't be just one person trying.
That's true.
That's true. Because then if it's just you trying, then that's a whole nother cycle that's just
right.
And we ain't doing
that's true.
Yeah. So
and you got enough. You deal with enough with the estranged family member.
Yeah, all parties.
They have to deal with extended family member drama too. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Listen, all right, I'll get to you later, Billy Bob. But yeah, anything else for me?
No. I know this is a painful one, and it's difficult, and not one that we like to talk about a lot. Because it's bad enough having to deal with the estrangement with the immediate family member, but then we seldom talk about the impact of the entire family unit. Mm-hmm. And how it changes the dynamics of not only the estrangement, but within the family unit itself. Mm-hmm. And make you aware that you don't have to lose those relationships. Like Lauren said, if the other party wants to have them, some people are going to take sides no matter what. Some people are going to take a side, that's their side, and that's going to be it. And some people are going to, I know in my case, when I first estrangement first happened, I kind of went to my family like, no, y'all better do this and y'all got to support me and I'm your sister and I'm this and I'm this. And that was not the right thing to do when I look back, because it put them in a very bad situation because they felt like they had to choose. And so now I was dealing with the estrangement person, but I was also dealing with, now I got to deal with not speaking and dealing with this person. And I realized that wasn't the right way to handle it. It wasn't the right thing to do. And that I loved my family. So for those family members that wanted it, we had hard conversations and we figured out a way to maintain our relationship. And those that didn't want to talk about it at all, or those that I felt was scapegoating, I just had to put a little distance. And some was adding fuel to the fire. That's real, y'all. Some people like to see you miserable. And they will add fuel to your fire. And those are the people you have to do like this to. Because you don't need that.
And with that, it's a wrap. But until next time, you all be blessed. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let us know things that you're dealing with, especially during estrangement or just navigating adult-daughter relationships. Let's talk about it. Until next time.
Bye.
Healing together.